Good morning. Good morning, our wonderful brothers and sisters. We are absolutely excited to have you here today. God is doing the work. Work is going on. People are waking up. People are asking the right question. People are engaging in the right
Mhm.
conversations. They are no longer afraid.
Yes.
The wisdom of our ancestors, they are coming back. It is coming back. We are making sense. We are being logical. We are
Yes.
providing the evidence. We don't rant anymore.
No.
We provide the information and we back it up with evidence. They're buying up. No
Yes.
more ranting, no more whoa, 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 no more motor park discussion. I forgot that
Mhm.
part. Beer parlor discussion. We are using our brain. Brain
Yes.
na anyị na-arụ ọkụ. I remember my mother used to say na mmadụ nwere electric brain.
Yes.
Ichi na-eme otu a multitasking, calculating, dividing, na-eme, na-eshi. One brain. We have it on here. That's the thing that our ancestors left for us. And we are engaging it. We are using it. And
Yes.
the enemies are re-strategizing because they know their days are numbered.
Yep.
We can't keep stealing on our bit there. Remember on this show, we kept asking, you claim that you're so smart.
Mhm.
You claim that you look like God, even said
Mhm.
God is your brother, your sister. You claim all of this, but yet you stole for 500 years unabated and it's not enough. Who is the dumbass here now?
Fun, no.
Anyhow, let me not get over myself. I am super excited about what's going on in the background. My name is Muna Chimsaka, and welcome to the program.
Thank you so much, my sister. Thank you, our viewers. If you are just seeing this video for the first time, you are welcome. Just hang in there, watch till the end so that you understand where we're going, you understand our perspectives. And my name is Equi for short. That is Eputosinam, Eputosinam Madibegi, Eputosinandibo. So please continue to share, like, and subscribe. We'll bring in our first video for you so that as we're sharing, we'll just keep busy. That's what we do. We'll try to, the main show is coming up, but we'll have some videos that will play as we go. It will help us so that when the videos are playing, some of the videos maybe you have seen before. So as that is playing, we'll be sharing and bringing our friends, families to come so that we'll have this conversation. The first video is how they're killing our people in Middle Belt and the North. Every day, massacre is going on. These are citizens. It's a short clip, but if we can bring 1999 constitution down, the unitary constitution that says we cannot defend our people, we cannot protect our people, if we can bring it down, you see, everything that we're doing for these people will make sense. So it's not just enough to give them bags of rice, bags of beans, throw in 5,000, throw in 1,000, and your conscience is right. Nobody, your conscience is not right. Your conscience cannot be right if you are in that Nigeria. If you want, call yourself pastor, call yourself politician, call yourself a traditional leader, whatever you call yourself. You can never have clean conscience if we are allowing our people go through this in 2024. Please, you can play. Thank you.
People in Nigeria grows as unabated insurgency and natural disasters like flooding continue to drive families from their homes. In Yola, Adamawa State, Nigeria, internally displaced persons, men, women, and children, find themselves living in desperate conditions, seeking refuge and the bare essentials for survival. Following its regular provision of food, clothes, and fertilizers to the IDPs, and for the second time in 2 months, Lay Faithful Trust Foundation provided massive supply of Gari to the IDPs in Yola. Our focus has shifted. While we once aimed to support long-term farming projects to empower these communities, the overwhelming hunger we've witnessed demands immediate action. For now, filling empty stomachs is our highest priority. The challenges these communities face continue to grow. With the ongoing insurgency compounded by severe flooding, The number of displaced people arriving at these camps is increasing daily. Their needs are many: food, shelter, clean water, health, education. And the burden on our resources is heavier than ever. But with your help, we can meet their most immediate need: hunger. Today, you can make a difference in their lives by donating to support our food relief efforts. Every naira, every dollar, every contribution counts. For naira.
All right. So
You see what we're saying?
yeah, you can see how our people are being displaced and they are begging money like you and bring 1 naira, bring 20 naira, bring it, send it to this WhatsApp number. Bring. When there is option on the table to return these people to their indigenous lands for them to go back and live life with dignity. No, they want to use them as a decoy to take money from people in the name of helping our people. Why are we not fighting the policy that made it possible for our people not to defend themselves in their own land? Why are we not working with whoever to ensure that the terrorists that are being flued, how Olamide, they are leaking all over our land? Why are we not giving the resources to make sure that we kick them out of our own land and go back to it? So you can see it's everywhere. They want you guys in that IDP camp so that they can look good. Oh yeah, as they're talking, maybe Danjuma will come and donate $2,000. You eat rice today. What about tomorrow? Who told us that it's okay for Danjuma to sit in his mansion while we sit in IDP camp and pray for him to bring a bag of rice? Unbelievable. So you can see these people know each other. They are bedfellows, they are business partners. They work hand in hand. They know why you are in that IDP camp. It was orchestrated. This whole thing is man-made. Nothing is being forced by anything. This whole thing is made by the elite, for the elite, with the elite. What is all the words? By the elite, for the elite. Honey, they are all the one doing all of
Yes,
this.
for them, by them, yes. Look at this one. This is governor of Zamfara. It's telling you that they know where the bandits are, that they are living with them. They can do everything. They know them. But it's the federal that has to come and stop them. Why are they not stopping them? We don't know.
The 1999 Constitution makes it impossible for them to do so.
Exactly. So they will say, oh, we don't know this, we don't know that. Meanwhile, they know. They know. What is paining us is that while they are speaking this English, people are dying on a daily basis. And when I mention death, it's not even just that somebody laid down and died. In most horrible way, they just attacked Agatu again 2 days ago. People are burying their loved ones, and people are sitting down there. The only single thing that you will do to make things right, you don't want to do it, but you come and speak English. Let's continue.
We know where this guy is. We know where they live. We know their parents.
You know them as a government.
Of course we do. They live with, with the same community we live.
So why is it?
Oh, is it not talking?
It was coming up. What happened?
You're hearing it?
Yeah, I can hear. I heard you. Yeah.
No, can you hear the video?
I heard the video. Yes.
I'm not hearing the video on my own side. What's going on?
Yeah, I did.
Let's see here. Let me stop.
So play again. Let me listen that hearing I heard from the live show. It was playing fine, Please continue to help us.
Hearing. Can you hear? It was playing fine. So there was audio because there's no audio.
Of course. That's what I said. If I was not here, I would say it's playing fine.
Okay, let's see. Wow, something blocked it on over here. I can't hear. Okay, that's fine. I've listened to it before, so it's for you guys to hear.
Yes. Yes.
We know where they live. We know their parents.
You know them
Why?
as a government.
Of course we do. They live with the same community we live.
Why is it difficult to get them?
That is the $1 million question that I should ask you.
We are trying to understand, for those of us who are now conversant with Zamfara, have never been there, and we hear you as a chief security officer speak tonight to say you know these people,
We know
but
that.
yet you can't get them. It's a head scratcher.
It is something that we are trying to all put our heads together. And that is why, from what I can do as a governor, to have this CPG as a first line of defense. Of course, military are there, police are there, as well as civil defense, but they are not under my control. They are under the control of federal government, and they are doing their best. And like I said also, our security forces have the ability to crush these guys.
But they are not.
They're trying their best.
Your best is not best enough. You're trying your best indeed. Can you imagine? Can you hear what a full-grown human being is saying in 2024? My people, have you seen? Power belongs to you. You are the one that will do this job. Spread it for now. Spread this video. Send it out so that our people can wake up. The more people we wake up, the better for us. So wake your neighbor up. Wake yourself up. Wake your neighbor up. Wake your husband up. Wake your wife up. Wake your children up. Your uncles, your aunts. Do not allow anybody to be ignorant around you. Don't allow them. Even when they want to sleep. Wake up. It's not time to sleep. We're about to be swallowed. To help us share. So we'll play Nina's video because, like we said, we are not here to lament. We're not here to complain. We'll just bring the problem to you, bring the solution, and then explain it to you. That's all we do. Very simple, and it's working. Thank you.
People used to argue that the constitution is not the problem. It is the people who are managing the constitution that are not doing well. The illiteracy and ignorance of that proposition has been exposed by the recent happenings in the country so that everybody can see that the constitution is at the 1999 constitution, the unitary constitution of Nigeria, is at the center of all the problems Nigeria is contending with. And Nigerians too, both the mass impoverishment that has made them global capital for poverty and the gross insecurity that is raging all over the place and the hopelessness, that is growing by the minute. So everybody now realizes that that constitution is the problem. Most people now agree that that constitution have to be changed. The only people who are still arguing about whether it should change or not change are the same people who imposed it and who have also imposed Sharia and who are feudalists because they do not want any democracy. They do not want any union of equal partnership or equal opportunity because they do not believe all men are born equal and they want to hang on to their Sharia in a secular union. So having agreed, let us talk for the majority now and leave the minority that has seceded from the union. The majority, having all agreed on the question of taking out, doing away with the unitary constitution that is not working to something that could work. Some have suggested a return to 1963 constitution. Some think National Assembly is the one to do all of what has to be done. But the self-determination collective, those who know better, and I'm not saying it in the sense of boasting, the question of who can make constitution is exactly like asking who can make the memo and articles of a company. It's as straightforward as that. Only the owners of the company, only the shareholders, the promoters, people who come together to submit their assets and take the risk of going into formation of a company can make their memo and article. It is after they've done all of that that they now hire a management to run their company. So it's not the management of the company that will make the memo an article. That's how simple it is. Going back to constitution, who can make constitution? It is the constituents, those bringing their sovereignties together, that can make any document that can become constitution. Those who could be countries of their own, if not for the union they form. The Yoruba, for instance, would be a country of 50, 60 million people if Nigeria were to cease to be today. The eastern Nigeria, the lower Niger, that's the eastern half of southern Nigeria, the south, south, and southeast, as we have it in this map, would be a country of more than 70 million people if Nigeria was not occupying their space today. In the middle belt, we could be talking about anything between 40, 45 million. That would be, these are the owners of the sovereignties that are, aggregated into what we call Nigeria. But whether that aggregation is of their own making, volition, agreement, or has been a question of hijack is an issue now. At independence, the reason they became one country, all these constituents, the reason they became one country at the independence in 1960 was because they had agreed to be a federation. To be a federation, that's a union of otherwise independent units with their full sovereignties, with their constitutions in their hands. We recall that they got all their constitutions in place before they went to Lancaster House to finalize the terms of becoming one political union. So that if those discussions of Lancaster House did not, sail through, the Western region that had its constitution and self-governance from 1957 will remain a country of its own, growing the way it was growing, with all its assets and its, rights to work those assets unhindered. The same thing with Eastern Nigeria, the same thing with Northern Nigeria of the time. But it was because of the agreement they reached to be a union of, autonomous regions that had control over their sovereignties, their assets, and their rights to work those assets. All of that got truncated by 1966 when the coups happened and the 5 constitutions that defined the union got toppled. I had to go into all of that in order to lay the ground for us to understand what this restructuring debate is all about. And I'm speaking to it now from the perspective of the self-determination collective. All of those who say the imposition represented by this current constitution, is no longer acceptable to them because it has become a union of death, a union of backwardness, a union of attrition for them. And so some want out. The Oodua Republic campaign, the Biafra Republic campaign, all of those who are saying restructure back to 1963, all of those who are saying resource control, they are saying exactly the same thing. They want something they decide for themselves. And that is the meaning of self-determination. All those agitations and demands are being driven by the desire for self-determination. Whether it is restructuring or Oodua Republic or resource control or Biafra Republic, all of those are being driven by only one desire, self-determination. And what is that self-determination? Because there's also this confusion including in high places. Many think that self-determination automatically translates to independence, secession, leaving the union. No, self-determination simply means what it says, to determine for yourself how you live in your space. And that self-determination could be one in which you are satisfied with 80% autonomy instead of 100. 80% autonomy will take you back to what you had in 1963 constitution, where the regions had control of their assets and contributed only 15% to the center. The one that could be 100% is one in which some of those who now say they want to leave the union are complaining about the Sharia and the feudalism and the arrogance of those who impose those two. In this map you see, that is their preliminary objection. I am speaking as one who had worked with all of them for over 20 years, whether it was in the Yoruba space where Gani Adams and his compatriots picked up arms to question the internal security arrangement of Yoruba land. I've had the privilege on behalf of the project to ask the leaders of all those agitations, eyeball to eyeball, why are you saying what you're saying? Why are you doing what you're doing? And I can report to us that they are only insisting on their right to determine for themselves how they operate and how they live in their spaces. And so, having established that it is the desire for self-determination that is driving all the agitation, it now comes to be decided. The only other thing that will be remaining to be decided will be the question of the degree of autonomy. It's only the degree of autonomy that varies between those who seek exit, outright exit. They want 100% autonomy, Oodua Republic, Biafra Republic, the hosts of this world, the Nnamdi Kanus of this world, they may not be able to explain it the way we're explaining now, but that is what they want, 100% autonomy. The people who are talking about restructuring and who are pointing us back to 1963 Constitution are also discussing, the same self-determination, but they will be satisfied with 80% autonomy, so that there's a union office to manage the balance of 20%. There are also people who are saying that the states as we have them now, let us devolve power down to them. There is an anomaly in that suggestion. There's an ignorance driving that suggestion. It is not the center that will devolve power to the federating units. In a federation, it is the federating units that donate power that become the power. All the power the center will have must come from, the federating units. And so the argument of devolution of power is illiterate, is ignorant, and those canvassing it should go and find out the meaning of federation. Should go and find out whether it is the company that creates its shareholders and its owners, or the owners that create the company. What that suggestion is like saying, let this company now appoint who will own it. It is a reverse logic.
It is a reverse logic. How would they know what is the right logic?
Well, we know it. We have come here to sit. If you don't know it, you clear from road.
How would it make sense to them, right? Because it would be the right thing to do. So, black man in a dark continent, like somebody will say, will never want light in that continent, which our children are saying no to. They will not be in the dark continent because you chose not to die. You chose not to do the right things. You chose to cover your ear or become an ostrich. You put your head in the sand and your butt is sticking out in the open.
And you know what? The beauty of this whole machinery that we are running as the people is that union is collapsing as we speak.
There's no union.
And the first people, yes, there's no union, my dear. And the first people that will be the casualty are those that put their heads and said, we will not fix it.
Mm-hmm.
You politicians, you church leaders, you think you run away. No, you can't. You see how they're using shovel to hit Oyedepo on social media. This one will be real. This one will not be social media hitting. As this message continues to spread like oil down. He has gone. He's not coming back. This word, this machinery can only hit targets. The ball is rolling. It can only hit targets. It's like pregnancy. It can only come out. What is inside can only come out. That's what we're promising those that are following us, those that have been following us for a long time, sharing our video. We've been on this campaign for some time. But we are telling you that this campaign, you see this ball, it must hit targets. Because that's how it was structured to end. So please continue to share, like, and subscribe. This what video is showing you is self-determination. Some people sat down, put everything together, the meaning, the process. So everything is just like copy and paste. Everything is set. Embrace it. That's all. We'll play the next video. This is a part 2 of the first one that we played. And please pay attention.
Has a comprehensive answer that have been articulated and put on the table since 2018. We recall when in 2018, the President Buhari went to France to talk down on those who are demanding for restructuring. He said that those who were asking for restructuring don't know what they're looking for, don't know how it can be done. They're just there causing confusion and making noise. Again, forgetting that he himself was part of the process, the PRONACO process by which we undertook the interrogation of what the problem was and what needed to be done. So on behalf of the alliance, we had raised an open memo titled Open Memorandum to President Muhammad Buhari on the restructuring debate. Anybody who Googles that will see what we wrote to him, spelling out what restructuring means in exact terms, spelling out the step-by-step procedure for undertaking it. And pointing out in that articulation the fact that that reconstruction that we now call restructuring can yield any of the many outcomes possible. It can yield a federation that will be a proper federation. It can yield a confederation. It can also yield non-federation. If we go through the two-stage process, which the proclamation of December 16th, the constitutional force majeure, the demands of the constitutional force majeure proclamation of December 16th spelled out the two-stage process by which we can determine, by which we can get those who are fed up with how Nigeria is now to decide in a manageable process through a period of transition what they want in terms of the degree of autonomy. So restructuring can also deliver. That's by the explanation I've made now, we can see that if we go into that reconstruction, first by putting aside the 1999 constitution, just like the apartheid constitution of South Africa had to be put aside before they went into CODESA in a transition presided over by Frederick de Klerk of the time. It doesn't have to be, I mean, in the demands of December 16th, in the union disputes of December 16th, we indicated that it is the nationalities as represented by NINAS and other stakeholders that will determine the composition, the tenure, mandate of the transitional arrangements that we're going to have. So let us not be in any fixation in it that it must be everybody there now that will manage the process. It is something that will be decided. Once we all accept this 1999 constitution, we have to get out of the way. We are not in, the people who are making these demands, NINAS is not in any quarrel with those in government house. NINAS is saying that the nominal governance remain in a transitional capacity. And so we go into that two-stage process by which all of those who are complaining, whether they want out or they want more autonomy or they want resource control, the process by which they will make that choice via referendum. That is what had been listed out in that open memo, so that nobody can come debating, nobody can come arguing, because every day we tune the TV stations these days, all the discussions end in only one thing. Nobody knows how to undertake this restructuring. That's the prevailing view now, because when they rush to National Assembly, we say no, National Assembly has no mandate to deal with our sovereignties. And so they say they accept that constitution has to change. Let's go and write another constitution. And I saw some senior advocates writing constitution, writing constitution to go and give to them to now adopt. It's marks of illiteracy on the jurisprudence of constitution making. It's marks of dishonesty, because we have engaged most of them to say it cannot be so. We saw the memo Yadudu, the quota professor, Awari Yadudu. We saw the memo he just sent to House of Representatives telling them to stick onto the amendment as the only way to go. At a time we have established that the legislative mandate of the National Assembly does not extend to constitution making. And so we just come back to where everybody has to come down from their high horses. Time is running. The 120 days we took from April the 17th to consult with the populace and the international community, we can already see some of the outcomes. Yorubas on the streets rejecting the Union of Nigeria. The international stakeholders, the world powers, have pointed Nigeria to those propositions contained in our Constitutional Force Majeure Proclamation of December 16 to say, let the matter go to dialogue of the people. Let there be fresh legal instrument emerging from that dialogue. That's what we have to do now, and the exact mechanism by which it could be done to the satisfaction of all of those who are, dissatisfied with Nigeria now. The exact mechanism is already in that open memo. Guardian newspaper, reported on it on November 18. November 18, 2018. Anybody who can access Guardian will find it, and people could also Google open memorandum to President Muhammad Buhari on the restructuring debate coming from this alliance. Having said all of that, we also come back to the question of this Sharia, that is the preliminary objection by those who are saying they want to leave the union. Everything can be resolved in terms of issues of equity, issues of equal opportunity that have been missing. But there's a preliminary objection to being in the union that will have Sharia in one part, because the adherence of Sharia, I'm reporting to us the inner thinking, the argument of those who are driving, whether it is Oduduwa Republic or Biafra Republic or Middle Belt Republic, all of those who are saying they can't be in this union anymore. Their principal complaint is the question of Sharia in these 12 contiguous states, because the adherence of Sharia owe it a duty of faith to kill others as infidels. And if you have a situation where you have to be in one political union with people who hold a little of faith to kill you. You can see that Sharia cannot cohabit in the same political space with democracy, which the rest of us desire. Cannot cohabit in the same political space with a constitutionalism. Cannot cohabit with a union of equal partnership. Does not hold human life sacrosanct, since they hold a little of faith to kill other people. And all of those who are saying they are fed up completely, they don't want to hear anything about Nigeria anymore. That is their principal contention. And you can see that in Yoruba land, there are also Muslims. But we've seen from the hearings going on about their so-called amendment, the Yoruba Muslim does not want Sharia. The ones in the eastern half of southern Nigeria, the ones in Auchi, or my brother Asari Dokubo, they are not discussing, they don't want to hear about Sharia. So those who want to, who have already adopted Sharia, have actually seceded from the secular union we have. And so unless that Sharia is removed from the table, unless the feudalism, which is also their worldview, their civilization, is removed from the table, the rest of this alliance will not be willing to discuss being in any union with them at all. And where we are now is that constitution that sets up the union, upon which the union is standing today, is dead and gone. The limited toleration to it, I pray we don't waste it, because it will come to the point where, when we are satisfied ourselves that we discuss with everybody, federal government has taken 90 days, they went to National Assembly to try to play pranks. It has collapsed. The governors took 30 days. Again, they were not fully determined on what they wanted to do. They went to Asaba to make a pronouncement. That is one step. How do you enforce ban on open grazing if you don't have guns? If that constitution is in place and you cannot access guns, how are you going to prevent people who are carrying guns and killing your people in these numbers we see from carrying on with what they're doing? So they have to come, more openly into the side of reason, into the side of reality, that we cannot continue with this constitution for another season.
Nope, we can't. We cannot continue with this hellhole called constitution for another season. You can see that place is not working. Nothing is working for us. And that's why we ask you to embrace the paradigm shift. Change is coming, whether you like it or not, good or bad, the change is coming. For those of you whitewashed religious entities, you guys sing that song in the church, change is coming, right? The change is coming, so embrace it too, because it's not going to come the style that you like it.
No.
You might even break your head when it lands. You might even be on the other side with your ancestors when it lands. If you're
Change is change. Change. This one is now real change. It's not that fake one I tried to push that time. Oh, God, please.
It's really not, my dear. So our topic is in line with the videos that we have shown so far, embracing the paradigm shift. According to our PowerPoint, you will see what is on your way. When we say the atmosphere is changing now and the conservatives are taking over, we are not playing. The phrase that young suckers will grow when old banana tree dies signifies that in the cycle of life, something old will fade away for something new to emerge. This is according to our brother Chino Achebe, Things Fall Apart. Please continue to help us to share and like. You can see that our brother, a 22-year-old writer, was able to see far beyond his age in terms of what's going to happen to that entity, that enclave.
Honestly, sorry, my dear. Like, I didn't even know Chinua Achebe was 22 when he wrote Things Fall Apart.
Yes.
Even now that we have, they call themselves Gen Z.
These 60-year-old youths, I am going to have my hand on this English.
I cannot even read the Things Fall Apart at 22. Let alone writing it. Have you seen what the system has done to us? You see, this is a proof when we tell you the stock we are coming from is the original one. What we embraced is fake, and it has ruined us.
Totally. Yeah, a 22-year-old writer. While our brothers are busy telling us, so yeah, we went to Harvard, we went to Yale, and we are working at the World Bank, and we don't even know how to tie our scarf, and we're representing you guys. See if they tie that scarf in the right way, other people won't buy it and support our brothers and sisters. No, they have to make it look like Ebe. So that nobody will buy it and patronize it.
That's Hammer style.
Calabash.
Ogiri.
Oba.
Egwu onye ka ogiri. Atụkwasị ya. Harvard scarf.
That's what we need to start calling a sister, because it cannot be our scarf. All scarf in the Ivy League college.
Yes.
Okay.
Ọnụ otu aka ihe niile ha na-eme si adị. Ihe ha niile na-adị upside down. Ha adị ihe ndị ọzọ na-eme. Upside down.
So as indigenous African youths continue to wake up and embrace their ancestral identity and heritage, you can see in our land that people are using, a lot of our people are using our ancestors, and it gladdens our hearts, because we know that our ancestors are way smarter than what we are right now, or what we'll ever become even. So at this indigenous Africa, they are able to successfully and efficiently manage their assets and resources. They are going to be a paradigm shift in the world, whether you like it or not. Even the Western liberals and the so-called globalists, they have learned this fact. They have learned fast enough to become conservatives. Go look at the world news. Look at what's happening in Germany, how the far-right conservative leaders are pushing for migrants to be sent back where they came from. You know, for years, they used visa and passport to promise of free food, oh, better life, better opportunity, government assistance, this and this. Oh, go get my sister can say, oh, you're not akara nata ego.
Akara nata ego ya. Onye agbaru de ka agorili. No agorili ya ga-agba gị. Look deep. Love the looking surface and then you give free food. For what?
They give free food, yes. They'll take you and give you, and then brainwash you now to be defending them against your people. Oh, at least when I came here, I get an opportunity, you know, to be what I can be. But the same people that made it impossible for you to live in your land.
Exactly.
The same people. So now it was an ally to them.
Yeah.
Fraud alert.
Fraud alert. But one.
So the promises of so-called visas and passports for free food, it will suddenly cease, because our young ones are waking up. Because you old bananas refuse to die. They said, okay, well, we'll keep you guys under the mattress and do what we need to do.
Yep.
The indigenous peoples who refuse to pay attention to the NINA's campaign for self-determination, they will suddenly realize that it's no way for them to run, as the Western marauders who for generations past created terrorism, still creating terrorism in Africa to steal our resources, as they begin to close their doors and borders against the same terrorism that they created. You know, people don't know that this is a fun fact, that terrorism is created by the same people that tell you, oh, they will come and help you to fight it. And yet, why they are fighting is spreading.
Yep.
No two times, at the same geographical location. Huh?
I said, that's why I can't fight it. It's simply not a pumpy. You turn out about the beans, not even the beans.
By the way, I thought that people in Niger and all these Burkina Faso, they should be dead by now. Remember, France said they didn't want to leave because terrorism will overwhelm them. Hey! Are they still alive, or the terrorism?
They are bubbling. That guy in Burkina Faso, he's doing well. That's the type of youth we like.
Hell.
And they move. Piam, piam, piam.
Yeah, if we leave your town, if we leave your land, oh, the terrorism will be worse. It's almost a year plus. Nothing has happened.
The only thing that has happened is that they're trying to eliminate the boy that is doing a good job for his people. Ndoshi. But it won't work for you people this time around.
Continue to help us to share and like. Continue to hit that like button. So today we will have this very important ongoing intergenerational and inter-ethnic conversation regarding the sovereignty of the indigenous peoples of Africa and the freedom of the Black world. We are going to turn on light. Electricity will come in our world. Electricity will come in our locations. The life that we desire will soon come our way if we play our cards right.
Yes.
We keep reminding you that these people are not smarter than you. If you can just sit back and think about what your grandfather told you, because a lot of us, our fathers did not teach us anything while they are trying to survive after the Biafran war, and they were left with the same $20. You know why they were left with $20? Because a lot of them got in while Ojukwu was buying war things, they were hiding their money only for them to wake up The millions has turned into $20.
So they
419.
have him.
Yeah, may have room nine. So after the war, they have to run around. So I know a lot of us learn from our grandmothers and our grandfathers about the way they used to do things. And our children are coming. You can see people are telling stories about my grandmother said, my grandmother said, my grandfather said. Even here in America, they're remembering what those people that did it right, what they said. Not in the Ogo Akwụkwọ.
The whitewashed brain.
Mm.
Oyibo bekee bụ agbara. Your enemy. You are praising your enemy and giving your enemy accolade for raping you and doing all the things evil and killing your children. Stockholm syndrome, and start healing them.
Syndrome, indeed. Yeah. So from 20 pounds, you guys started running helter skelter, left your children brain dead. Actually, you took them to dormitory where the father that was running the dormitory was having a field day. He was having a field day with no Vaseline, just living life large with your children. So no wonder a lot of our men are so destroyed.
It's functional,
Because
yes.
they can't talk about it.
No.
It's very hard,
Yes.
but inside,
Pain.
so destroyed. And then, as if it's not enough, they went and created a bag of cement, painted it white Jesus, and asked us to be doing this. Bag of cement and concrete. I don't even think they put concrete. Yeah, also. We've been played for so long. So if you don't have friends now in the morning, they are in their 60s, about to die. Every morning they wake up by 4 so they can go and pray to their Mary before they leave.
Yes, to say mass.
But when they see goodness and mercy, they will not recognize it. What a tragedy. I will pull up the PowerPoint of the day. Please continue to help us to share. I have so many screens open. I don't know which one is which.
Yes, please continue to help us share, like, and subscribe, because this information must get out and is going out. So we appreciate those on the ground, the grassroots, for the work you're doing. Spreading some of you are playing it on your phone for your family members to listen, because information is key. Information is power. We appreciate what you're doing. My sister is pulling up the PowerPoint. I will zip when it comes up, and so that will give you bit by bit the information. We're talking about embracing the paradigm shift. The world is changing. It has to change. Like you can't continue evil for too long. 1,500 years is too long. So the world is bound to change. And you know what? You need to be taught how to embrace the change, the shift that is coming. It is already on the table. You need to be equipped. You need to be guided. And that's why we're here. We bring the information for you, break it down for you, and then guide you and tell you what you need to do so that you can embrace it and be happy with it. We don't want you to be dysfunctional. We don't want you to start having anxiety disorder, depression, and all that. No, we want you to be well equipped, prepared to embrace this paradigm shift that is coming, and you'll be more productive and efficient in your life. Thank you.
Thank you, my sister. Embracing the paradigm shift. For our objectives, we're going to look at the globalization to nationalism. We've already done the introduction. We're going to look at how religion destroys critical thinking. What Africa must do to embrace the shift, the take-home point, and of course, our announcement. And we cannot move further without reminding ourselves that our land belongs to the Osman Dan Fodio, because that's how the colonial terrorists set it up by design. They think it belongs to them for now, until we wake up. And then they will know who it belongs to. So I hope people that live in the forest, that you guys did not allow big trees to grow in that forest, because you need to be returning there soon. So the idea of using the minorities of the North as willing tools and the South as a conquered territory, I will say they will never allow us to return or rule over ourselves or even allow us to control our future. Again, what a wicked assertion for somebody to make when other people were sleeping. Our people saw this man on BBC. They didn't even know what he was talking about. They were like, go rice no rice feed the home. Yeah, and answer in English with audacity of what he's going to do. And he passed it on to his children to continue that madness. Other people are moving forward. We're busy trying to dominate our people, as if that's a strategy to move forward in the 21st century. Oh yes, we are using this video for educational purposes. Please allow us to use it to teach our people. Continue to help us to share. So from globalization to nationalism. I have to limit the use of globalization today because it's not going to come out free like I imagined. So if you can remember that globalization birthed slavery, it also birthed colonization and new colonization. It gave birth also to unfair trade deals and fake religion. All these things are butter and bread mixed in one batter all together. Because if it's not this, and that's the thing with the people that we're dealing with, they are always using multifactorial things to work with us, multifaceted things. They never use one thing. They always unleash all kinds. Right? If this one doesn't stick, the other one will stick, the other one will stick, the other one will stick. So what is going on in the Western countries? If you are reading the news or if you have been reading the news, you will understand there is a shift that is taking place. You may not appreciate it because your aim is like, I don't want to hear, I'm going. I have to leave by all means necessary. They have things in place to take you back like a fish caught in a net, send you back where you come from. So I almost feel like it's the universe telling us to fix our place, to be responsible citizens, to be people that are not saying, oh, I'm a grown man. My happiness is important to me. I go to work and I come back and I'm happy. If there is a party, I go to party and come back because life is too short. You are an irresponsible buffoon. That's not what you were sent here to do, to come and be happy. Happiness is not what defined your being, who you are. It's the benefits of the work that you have done.
Maria, you need to see the person that is claiming happiness. Metabolic syndrome is written all over him. Yes, a movie, so high.
You have to see his ancestors.
You can see it. He was just saying that to convince himself. And then, of course, when they sell those things that throw inside social media, people will see that say, wow, you're living good life. No, he's not living any good life, anything.
Right. So there's a radical change to migration policies in Europe and other parts of the world. Recent elections have shown us that the conservatives have taken over. People don't like immigrants in their land anymore. They want you to stay in your land. They want you to fix your land because a lot of them think we are incapable. Mm-hmm. I saw a feed one time and somebody said, why is it every time I turn around, these Africans are fighting and they are hungry? I said, oh, say what? Girl, I gave it to them. They blocked me.
They don't want to hear the truth.
I gave it to them. I said, ooh, when your ancestors are stealing all the resources, who gave you the mouth you put like that?
Imagine.
Anyhow, in their defense, a lot of them don't know because they believe what the media tells them. Oh, an African child is dying. He has to eat from the trash. So bring $3 so we can feed them for 10 years. Please bring it now. Here is the cash app and bring it now. So that's all they know. They don't know that everything that they use comes from our land. Everything.
Exactly. Brainwashing. And it's real.
And it's real. They don't want that people to connect the dots.
Yes.
So you can see that indigenous people do not want liberals anymore. The same thing that we're experiencing here in America, they will give immigrants that just came yesterday everything. And then when there is flood, your house is underwater, then you get $750. $750 wouldn't even buy the food you put in your freezer. But we have billions to give to Ukraine. We have billions to fund to give to Israel. Billions. Then when the people that are actually doing the work and paying the taxes, when their life changes, you're telling them you're only going to give them $7. That's the $750 is remaining. We heard that the $750 is not even there, to talk less of giving it. So people don't want liberals anymore. They are learning. I know.
See.
So the West want to pay African immigrants to go home. Sweden is offering $34,000. That's a lot. I may have to even migrate and collect that 34,000. Which border can you buy any place? Yeah? So I know. Are you sure this is not 3,400?
But that would tell you that if, oh my goodness, for them to be willing to pay $34,000 US dollars, know what they are losing. And that thing they are losing is what they are stealing. Because they stole, all of them stole from Africa, still stealing from Africa. If they are willing to give this amount, there's something.
He makes the one for Italy looks like a joke. In Italy with 3,400 or 3,500. This is a joke.
You see?
Okay, so maybe I will go and get a boat and carry everybody and go to the border.
See Denmark, no, they own Denmark 15,000, not 1,500, 15,000. That should tell us something.
Anyway, these are the people sucking. Denmark is one of those sucking our oil right now as we speak.
Of course, that will tell you. That will tell you what they have stolen. That will tell you the amount. When we are talking about the amount of your resources that these people they've taken, if somebody is willing to give you back this amount, do the mathematics yourself.
Okay, Diego. Germany 2,000, France 2,800. Those people will need to renegotiate those costs.
Yes.
So, and then when you go to Poland, they're allowing their police to open fire on migrants. If you come in there any kind of way, you will be going from there to see your ancestors. So they are not even playing. You can see I put in the link because we like to show and tell, so you can go and read on your own. And then when you look at Italy, they are, as a matter of fact, 2 days ago, their outright government set to send sea migrants to Albania in bid to curb their arrival. So they opened the Albania yesterday, the Albania relocation yesterday. And you know, Albanians don't like you and your dark skin.
Exactly.
So don't let them use you for barbecue because they won't even mind at all. They won't even mind.
Well, I think Germany is ready to move the people that are there to Rwanda.
Rwanda.
To finish off from where UK people wanted to, whatever structure they built for illegal migrants. So, my people, Japa syndrome is not working anymore.
Nope. We have to demand change.
Yes.
So they're paying immigrants to leave even with their cheap labor. Think about it.
Yep.
When they claim that they have aging population, when they are not really sure who will take care of them, when their population is dwindling, because women do not want to give birth anymore. What are you giving birth to so that they will take them to army and then they will unalive them? What are you giving birth to when they are not pursuing peace? Every time we turn around, they are pursuing war. They are like war hungry. What are you giving birth for? And then you ask, what are they afraid of? Why they panic? Black people, they even discriminate against Black people when you compare them to Arab, Chinese, and Indians. It's always this skin. They cannot, even in their not like this. I'm telling you. We are all in the same boat.
Yes.
So no wonder they are using bleaching cream to see if they can be on the other side. They say they don't want Muslim and Africans, but they are the one causing chaos and mayhem everywhere they go. They want their indigenous people. They want a pure Europeans. And we understand that. We understand that.
That's self-determination. We understand. That's what we've been preaching. Nina's self-determination. Make your land great. Let me make my land great. Don't come into your hand and mess up my own space. Then the world will be a better place. Self-determination.
Absolutely. So you can see they are very reserved and self-preserving. They like their country, tribe, nation, and they want to conserve their culture, heritage, and identity. But they want you to hate yours and destroy yours. They want you to kneel down and be praying for a full bag of cement, paint, certain color, and think that you're getting something out of it. What an insult to a Black race. That we will go and kneel down before a bag of cement, paint certain color for you to think you're praying to God. Haven't you guys heard about idol worship? Didn't your God tell you not to be doing any idol worshiping? Oh, I forgot. You don't read your Bible, so how would you know?
My dear, do you know in Roman Catholic Bible, they removed that verse? They actually had the audacity to remove that particular verse.
Of course, they will remove it. Why not? So, yeah, last week we warned you guys about this change that is coming, this paradigm shift that some of us cannot appreciate. I don't see your wife, Ukrainian person, coming to live now Omaha for years. Neither do I see him living Nawawa for so many years with your children. Remember, the reason why they married you is because they're doing you a favor. So that means they have the upper hand. At the end of the day, when you are going back to your shithole country, they will see you at the airport. Just a food for thought. Please continue to help us with share, like, and subscribe.
Hey! My brother, don't be the ebony. Don't go and fertilize Oyibo people. And then when the time comes, you carry your portfolio empty-handed. I say thank you for a job well done. Begin to think. Think smart. Because I know you're smart. Think smart.
Change is coming.
Change is coming. Get ready to embrace it. Smartly. We know you can think. We can't tell you everything. You know.
Yes, we cannot tell you anything. So let's look at how religion destroyed critical thinking. We keep reminding you guys, I love what we do here on every Saturday. My grandmother will say, Anye lerele. That's what we love our ancestors. We love the people that came before us, because when we stand upon their shoulder, we will be able to see so far. My grandmother used to tell us, Anye lerele na anya roraro. And actually, she didn't tell me. Let me not say that. I knew Anye lerele na anya roraro. It's only now that I'm giving it name.
Yeah.
Because when they do it, you know, I don't even know, it was never discussed. But you know, when they tell you to sit down, when they say disappear, when they say bring fork or bring knife or bring the food out without talking,
you know,
this visitor will be sitting there and the eyes will be sending messages left and right.
Yes, because your eye is connected to your brain. They're functioning together. There's that connection. But right now, there's no connection. They've destroyed the pineal gland. So when you open an onkakia, the eye is going
will do it for
out.
us.
The brain is going the other side. There's no coordination anymore.
Yes. One of our writers says the devil is in the details. The modalities for the $35,000 payoff will shock many. Entitlement of those documented immigrants who will qualify for that payoff will be way higher than payoff. Way higher than the payoff, especially when you think of what pension liabilities.
Exactly.
Of course.
Exactly. Thank you for this, because we actually discussed this, you know, like absolutely. All the things that you've been paying, all the days that you are working, if they keep you, it will cost them more to keep you. So they just give you that, like 20 pounds that they gave to our people after the war. Give you 20 pounds and use the whole money to give to your other people to buy your assets. And you were sent empty-handed. 20 pounds. And when we say 20 pounds, it's not 20 pounds for each individual. It's for pay account. And at that time, some of our people did not even have bank account. They carried their money and gave to their brothers to put in the bank for them. So it's part of what caused enmity and mistrust among Ndibo. Because when you now come back, what do you tell your brother? That the money he gave to you to put in the bank, you're coming back with 20 pounds. He will not believe you.
I mean, who is the 20 pounds going to belong to?
Exactly. For what? Families upon families. So have you seen sometimes when our people had to wake up and begin to chase money and survival as if there's no, it was fight for survival. Which is why sometimes when we come here, we don't really come to judge our people. We come to teach them, make the dots to connect so that it will make sense to them. Then we can move. Because we know that when they know the truth, if they understand the truth,
It's over.
It's over.
It's over. It's over. So we can tell that the European Christians and the Arab Islams, that they're not the people they pretend to be. They came to conquer you. They came to brainwash you. They came to Arabize you. They even came to bring you fake democracy. The one that American celebrities and Obama will come online and say, go ahead and vote in that election, just like he's doing to the Black Americans here. Go and vote in that election. Don't question anything. Just go vote. As if your vote counts. They know what they've been doing to the people. They are birds of the same feather. Our brother will say they are bedfellows.
Yes.
They share the same bed.
PVC.
They eat the same thing.
PVC.
They will go to the same wedding. The other day you saw your saint. That way he was sitting with his people with the same outfit going to a wedding or death burial or something.
Yes.
They hang out together in your detriment. They suck your blood while they enrich themselves. So this religion destroys our critical thinking ability and the spiritualities of Africa. Because we have it. We have our chi that we used to pray for. That's why I'm intentional when I say I'm referring to that chi, the God of my ancestor, because they have bastardized everything. I don't know which God they are talking to. People are confused because as I'm telling you right now, our people still has white Jesus as their profile. Our people still have white Jesus as their profile. So I don't want them to think because they answer my name that when I'm talking about God, that I'm talking about the one they have on their profile, I'm talking about the God of my ancestors. The ones that were so kind to them that they named their children after him. That's why we have Chigemelum, Chinatorom, Chigazorom, Chiamaka, Munachim Saga, Chidebere, Chijoke, Chidemma. That Chi is the one I'm referring to. And not any other God. Not the bag of cement or the bag of concrete painted white. They lied to us about everything. They lied in their interpretation of Bible and Quran. They did everything that they can to penetrate Africa and other parts of the world using this so-called fake manufactured religion. And they knew it. That's why you will come from Africa, your God will reside in Saudi Arabia. That's why you will spend years saving and say, I'm going to, what is that thing they go there to do? I'm going there to do whatever the annual thing that they do for the pilgrimage. You save all your money. You'll be asking yourself, so your God hates you so much that you have to save all your life to go and see him. Shouldn't he be in your land if he's really your God? Why is he residing somewhere else? Eh? How did you make you in a place, you gave me all the plants, all the food, everything, and then you went and reside somewhere else and begin to look like those other people? They taught us to leave things to fate and chance, causing us to be spiritually lazy. A brother of mine said that as long as Africans, when you meet them, they say, oh, we thank God, praise the God, it is well. He told me that we are not going anywhere because they will never react because they're waiting for God. They brought us the Allah and God and took everything. Asked us, oh, don't ask him questions. I remember when I lost my child and the first thing the pastor told me, you can't ask God questions.
Says who? Says who?
He made me so angry. I said, this God should go ahead and rot in hell. What kind of God am I serving that I cannot ask him questions when my heart is broken?
Which Bible? See how they turn Bible upside down. Meanwhile, God said, bring your points, bring your strong points. Let's reason together. I want to ask you a question.
They even have a song. Who can question God?
Don't mind them. And it's the same thing they're doing to Christians, they're doing to Muslims, because Muslims say Allah brought, Allah has taken. Anybody that died, they carry and throw inside ground. They don't ask questions. And that's why this insurgency was going on for longest time. They thought that it was God doing it to them.
Can you imagine? Lying in the highest order. So we embrace this, their soul, Bible and Quran tightly, while these people steal our resources, steal us blind, give us visa, lottery visa to come to their land, and made us think that they're giving us opportunities. Oh yeah, you live in a poverty-stricken area, so here is lottery. You know, come over so we can give you opportunity. When you own the resources, we know that this is definitely not African God's way of doing things. There's a reason why he gave us the resources. The resources have our name on it. And anybody telling us otherwise is a criminal. They made us to believe in transactional gospel. Oh yeah, the pilgrimage on holy lands. We saw a sister. I remember seeing a video of a sister that went to Israel. My dear, airport. How quiet duka airport. Because he's going there to see where Jesus walked on water. Actually, where before she can even see it. These people have been using whatever they can use. And God has been giving us signals. But we try to collect red flags and put it in our pockets. That's what we do as Africans.
You know, for those going, is pilgrimage. For those that are coming to their land, is tourism. It's tourism. I've been there. They don't even know anything about your God or whatever. Or they'll be showing you all the things, all those tour agents and everything. They're just interested in the money they're collecting from you. They don't even know anything about God.
They don't have a clue. As if they have not stolen enough. They say, oh, we have to do tithing. Tithing on Monday, tithing on Tuesday, tithing first fruit, last fruit, and then more fruit. Still the salary of others' fruit to bring it, tithe. Yahoo of the greatest century. They never have enough. You will see them in their flights in the oversized suit with their ugly, dry face. It's still not enough. They will take from people that have not eaten while they fly their private jets and have their businesses. We told you guys about a guy, I don't remember the name of the pastor, that went to develop an estate. And we were reminding you guys then, that was 2 years ago. Insist to be a stakeholder in whatever he's doing because he's using your money as a church goer. They've been doing this all along. These wicked, greedy, heartless, criminal mafia collecting agents, creating generational wealth for them and their children. And someone will tell us ignorance is a bliss. And we say, oh no, it's not a bliss, one guy, it's a disease. Because not knowing is bad, but you not wanting to know is even worse. Can't you see that we can no longer be ignorant of what's going on, of what's happening around us? We can't afford to be. A lot is at stake. The situation is dire. We can't. So we thank brothers and sisters, those young ones that are waking up, asking the right questions, pushing away this narrative that these criminal agents, because they are criminals, they will use celebrities to come and deceive you. They will use Onya Mama to come and deceive you. They will even use people that call themselves sent something. Now they are sent. When we know what they did in Anambra when they are governors, but no, you guys are so wicked that you're willing to forgive him because of what you will gain in this sense. And you guys believe that God will honor your request, right? Because he's a criminal like you guys. Go ahead, sister.
Like that. And it's so terrible. Thank you so much. We are talking about how religion destroyed our critical thinking. When you catch them from tithes, they say, okay, that in that Acts of Apostle, they gave all, they sold everything and gave all. Gave all to who? To you? No, that's not what that place says. Acts 4:34, it says, when they sold, they shared among themselves, said there was no needy person among them. They made sure everybody was comfortable. That's the essence. But you greedy pastors, you will collect and keep them for your children and your children while the people are in lack. And you will come with scriptures that you have turned upside down. Of course, you will like giving credit. Got this information from Romeo. He put it together. Pastor Orisha Jeffo said, if you do not pay your tithes, you will die quick. This pink thing. He just gave me to steal from you. Bishop Oyedepo said, if you give to the needy and don't pay your tithes, you will soon become the needy. People
Okay. We'll see where you'll be when we start giving you the tithe to criminals.
Have you seen how they made our people very, very poor? So our people became afraid to help their neighbors, their brothers, their family members. The money that they will use to help their people, they will give all to their criminal pastors and priests. And then build wall, big fence, put themselves inside prison so that their poor brothers and sisters will not come in. Because they're all criminals. They are stealing. They are hungry. And they told you.
Because they are trying to kill you. Your cousin is trying to kill you and your stepmother is trying to poison you.
Exactly. But turning scripture upside down for their personal benefits. Adeboye, he says, anyone not paying tithes is not going to heaven. He said it. Forget that he came out the other day. I was doing that fake repentance and fake apology. Apology without repentance. He has not repented. The only thing he's coming to do is see, he quickly changed what he was saying. Because when he said it, because he has made generational wealth from misinterpreting scriptures and duping people. His friends said, Oga, you have finished making all your own money. You're not telling them not to pay tithes. How are we going to make our own money now? He said, oh, no, that's not what I mean. He came around and turned everything around again. Because they're all members of the same criminal mafia. Pulpit mafia.
Pulpit mafia.
Johnson Suleiman. That his third leg does not stay one place. If you ever for half a year. Or see, if your life is tight, check your tithes. These people can write poem.
That was sound slay though. It's
Whoa. Ibiyomi David, he said, you cannot prosper without paying tithes. Lies upon lies. And you know what? Like we said, there's paradigm shift. We are moving. It's like when Moses led Israelites and they got to where they will enter the promised land. God had to do away with all the old generation. He said, because of their unbelief, because of their wicked heart. He said, their spirit is not right. He said, I chose Caleb and Joshua because they have a different spirit. The spirit that is needed in the land, the promised land. That's why God did away with all of them. Even Moses that was leading. So this paradigm shift is real. You see these people you're seeing? They're going like this. They're going out. They will become inconsequential. They will become irrelevant. They will become like history because they have duped our people. We are opening a new page. It's a new day, a dawn, a new dawn. With their religion, they made us hate and chase our neighbors as our enemies. Why they share money and resources meant to create wealth for the people with their political friends, their politicians, their criminal politicians, friends. They made us pray like witches and wizards, invoking vengeance and wrath. Even wife will be praying against husband. You enter house. My mom was in one house before. He said demons are inside. Just how the man and the woman, they were relating. Church people, pastors, like demons living together. Where is the fruit of the Holy Spirit? That's the indoctrination. That's what they made our people become. Meanwhile, if our constitution was right, the law will be right. The criminal politicians will be taken care of by law enforcement agents while we enjoy our peace and good night's sleep after our daily hard work. That is how it's supposed to be. Making us to pray wicked prayers. Die, 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 die. Die by fire, die by fire, die, die, die. Full of bitterness. You're killing phantom enemies. The enemies that you don't know where they are. Meanwhile, your real enemies, they pass.
They are rocking life till they are 90.
Yes, the politicians, that they are rocking life. Sharing our resources, the resources from ancestral lands, to sponsor their wasteful lifestyle, their terrible lifestyle. The money and assets needed to develop our ancestral lands, to build infrastructure, to build factories, and create jobs that will eliminate poverty. What did they do? They use it for themselves. Are we talking about the Orthodox people? The ones that are bowing, like my sister has been talking about all this while. Look at this. Just look at this shameful picture. Black man begging forgiveness and blessing from a bag of cement. Cement. Cement.
Yeah.
It's not even the olden days that we use our red sand. Maybe the red sand we even. This one is cement. Painted in the color of your oppressor.
Jay.
Look at, pick on one, my people, help me look now. Help me look at the picture and tell me how your heart is feeling. Looking at full grown
to the oppressor is confirmed. They confirmed your capture. When they see you kneeling down over this thing, they will say, job well done.
Exactly.
Job well
That's
done.
what it is. Meanwhile, Exodus 20:4-5 says, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. Have you seen? Our master, Yeshua. That's the black one, the brown one, not the white one that they painted with this type of color. No. He said in Luke 4:18 that he came to give recovery of sight to the blind and to set free the oppressed. You have been set free. If you are listening to us today, you have been set free.
He said,
your mind is free. Go and live in freedom. You have been set free from every idol from Rome. You have been set free.
He said,
you have been set free. Remove these idols from your house. You Ledochie, you Ledochie, you Ledochie. I saw one in your compound. Can you remove this idol from your house? I saw the post you made. You are telling our people that we embrace the white man's way of life and their culture and their religion and something and abandoned our own. That's why we are suffering. Of course, you're right. But you need to start with you. You are on the media, social media. So please, you Ledochie, are you listening? Go to your house in your village. Go and remove that idol that you kept on Anibu and make a video while you are removing it. It has to start with you. Take this message, tag you Ledochie, and let him hear. You cannot be doing when people are saying one thing, they're doing another thing. The Odegus of Igbo land, when you speak, you back your words with action. Of course, those that are building Obi, better continue to build Obi, because that's where we come and pray together to our Chi, coming together with our Chi, and our life will prosper, and our land will prosper. Remove idols from your land. Remove idols from Alandibo. This is surely happening now. Recovery of sight is happening now, because eyes of Africans that have been blinded by lies for centuries are now being opened, and are beginning to see Europeans and Arabs for what they are. This scripture is being fulfilled today in our midst. Luke 4:18. And we thank God for all the people that are part of this, moving so that our people can receive their sight and receive their brain, and we can move. Thank you. Please continue to share, subscribe for us, and then let others know. The next segment, what Africa must do to embrace the shift. We told you that shift is coming. It has already started. It's not even coming, it has started. What you need to do. Now we give you what you need to do. The politician said, be patient. The church said, be patient. Now see this picture. This is what happened to the patient dog. This is how you will become.
Oh, poor dog.
If you continue to be patient. If you continue to listen to politicians, cricket politicians, and church leaders, this is what will happen. And we are saying, no, stop being patient with oppression. Stop being patient, any form of oppression, whether from the family, from outside, from church, from politician, from anyone. No, because the patient dog died. We want you to live. We'll give you facts of history on our reality. Africa is unique and civilized because we did not leave our ancestral lands to enter other continents to try to steal their ancestral lands and resources. Africa was balkanized 1984-85 because of the white man's fear of a cohesive, more productive, and more efficient Africa. Please, the next slide. African youths need to wake up and stand strong to face the people that have put all of us in this total mess. It is time to end and totally eradicate colonialism and neo-colonialism. Take out all colonial structures and systems. Example, 1999 Constitution, the Unity Constitution in Nigeria. As Africans, do not erase your identifiers, be it your name, your tooth, your gap tooth, your food, your language, your culture, your tradition, your ethnicity. Embrace them with two hands and be proud. That's who you are. There's a reason God made you that way.
Yes.
We must form and support unions and political entities that recognize our diversity and respect our uniqueness. If you're Yoruba, be proud. If you're Igbo, be proud. If you're Tiv, Efik, whatever you are, be proud. Your Yoruba-ness does not stop my Igbo-ness. We have been like that since ancient times, and we have been working together until these marauders came to come and start causing trouble.
I made it a topic.
I made it a topic. It was never a topic. The tribe, the ethnic, whatever you call it, nation, kingdom, we are not meant to be inferior about it. And that is not what is causing trouble. What is causing trouble is the enemy taking advantage of our diversity and our uniqueness to cause trouble in our midst. We need to take charge of our space and be able to compete in the global and international space, because things are changing. There's a paradigm shift, and we need to prepare ourselves and get ready for what is coming. I want to give you some important conversation. Reference Lumumba. He said, in making Africa great, we do not need to imbibe what we don't understand. He gave example. Generation classification by one American. Generation Z. Generation X. When your child now does something that you will train the child and do what we used to do. He said, "Ima no umu Gen Z. Ima no umu X. Umu Z." Who told you that nonsense?
This is what they learned from Ivy League school. This is what this is
Honestly,
what the Ivy League guys are teaching them.
We must stop these lies. Stop imbibing what you don't understand. They will finish something and go and dedicate it to one ekwensu. Then you two will bring it to our land and do like, generation this, Gen Z. If you want, don't train your children. Don't train your children. Don't support them emotionally so that they will be right. Say, generation Z.
The same system will give him an orange suit and lock them up for life.
Okay.
Life imprisonment.
See that? So we need to talk about our continuity and preservation. of our heritage. It is critical. We are talking about important conversations that we must have amongst ourselves. It's very important for us to begin to discuss these things. Stop acquisition of titles, certificates, degrees without knowledge. Because that's why we have lawyers and senior advocates of Nigeria who do not know the difference between lawmaking and constitution making, yet they're lawyers.
They paid their way through.
Yes, we have political science graduates that do not know there's a difference between people and peoples. Agakwara school, they have big certificates, Obobo Asambodo, large certificates, but there's no knowledge. What is our mentorship program in Africa? Is it Nollywood, Hollywood, social media, fake religion, whitewash Christianity and Arabize Islam? That cannot be our mentorship program. That's not how ancestors did it and succeeded in raising children that are strong. Who have you mentored?
In raising a 22-year-old boy that can write a book.
That's not just a wonderful book that is being celebrated after how many years, decades. See the brain. There was one video we showed here in one of our shows when one boy was speaking. I don't know, he was a teenager. I think he went to New York. An Igbo boy. You see those people that our ancestors raised, they are different.
They are, my dear, they are. It's like the case of when people were living in town, and then you have the village children. When you go there, the village children will finish you with your stupid town mentality.
Because critical thinking would be there. Very smart.
Very smart.
You that you came from Oyibo man's school.
Hey, you will be dressed up wearing the t-shirt. Hey, Baroto, how much I get? Hey, man,
they will floor you like this. They will floor you in their sense, as in their uche. Yes, our ancestors raised smart children. But the colonial monster system brought people that lack critical thinking because that's their intention, to brainwash you so that you're not able to do what you're supposed to do. Mentorship is reciprocal. As you're mentoring the people that you're mentoring, they're also mentoring you. It will balance. Our conversation must be orderly and have specific targets. We must dialogue in an organized manner and base it on knowledge. Evidence-based knowledge drives out fear. We need superior arguments to get the expected change and outcome. We dialogue intergenerationally, interethically, interculturally, so that we can bring out people that have accurate information and work with them. Let only those who know speak, and speak straight to the point without beating about the bush. If you don't know, don't speak, because you don't want to be wasting time listening to a flav. Like my sister will always say,
the piggy bank.
Yes,
Piggy bank.
it's not beer parlor conversation. Things are critical now. Our people are buying. So we need to put things in place. If you do not know, please don't speak. Keep quiet and learn. That's why we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Of course, be courageous and honest to speak truths. Our tribes and ethnicity, like we said, matter to us. Very critical. They matter to us. Don't even tell us to forget them, because we are not about to forget. That's who we are. They are our nationalities and our identities. Even now, the so-called white people that were telling you to forget your tribe, they are now mentioning indigenous, claiming their nationalities. They are not more interested in globalization. They now want nation. Trump will say, make America great. You African, you should say, make Africa great again. That's what you should be saying, rather than fighting another person. You fight your own this thing. Get your own identity. Own it and work on it. Let the solutions to our problems be based on truths and evidence-based ideas. The original African Federation, a Nigerian Federation, because to break it down, we're rushing, our time is gone fast, mate. So we have told you about the African, how we must make Africa, like what Africa must do to embrace shift, generally speaking. Now we are bringing it down to Nigeria because that is where the cocoa is. Because what we have right now is a mass of chaos. Is a mass of chaos. So we'll give you a little what happened before and then where we're going so that you understand where we're going. The original Nigerian Federation was based on regions with clusters of ethnic nationalities that shared common core values. Then, cost of governance was minimal. It was just like 5 to 6 units, and they were very efficient. 4 regions and 1 federal system. And then eventually they added another region. Okay, 3 regions initially, then 4, and then so that's what they did. It was efficient. And people keep telling us story about the good old days. You ask yourself, what made the old days good? Because our resources were managed efficiently because of the system we had. All we needed to do from that time, because we were supposed to, because some people say, oh, but this happened. Yeah, we're supposed to move forward. We had issue of minority issue. It would have just been fixed. But what happened? Some crazy people just came, recklessly balkanized and shuffled everything, causing chaos and confusion everywhere. Started creating states. Go on, because we'll be calling his name because he's still alive. Go and tell him to come back from where he's dying. He can't even die. He should come here. I can fix the evil that he did. The balkanized people, Igbo people are in how many different states? Yoruba people, Kwara State. What is Kwara State? That is Yoruba land. These are indigenous peoples. You just scattered them so that you make them politically minor. Because you want to get whatever you're looking for. Causing chaos. So that creating of those states toppled the indigenous ethnic nationalities that were part of the regions upon which the first republic was built. The ethnic nationalities, the indigenous peoples, they were the legs, their roots, because indigene means apule punana, like you are inside the land, the owners of the land. They were the roots, the tap roots, the every root upon which the regions were formed. And then from there, they were now taking care of the federal system. But these people turned everything upside down because they want to steal resources and balkanize everybody, like the colonial masters did in 1884-85. Chaos everywhere. Through that nonsense, their so-called government took away everything that citizens and indigents own. And we say that is treason. That is treason. They form an inverted federation where it's not working for some people and it's working for some people. Who are the people who is working for? The political class, the mega church leaders, the elites. These are bedfellows. They are the ones the inverted federation is working for. The poor masses will now be begging, please now give us the chop. Give us the chop.
Allow the poor to breed.
Allow the poor to breathe. This is the meaning of what they did. If you see that, that is slavery. 1999 Constitution is slavery constitution. They tie the people's hands, tie their legs. So the original First Republic was balkanized because the caliphate and some renegades were afraid that the indigenous people of Igbo land may secede from the country. This is a case of when we say, onye ji onye na ana ji onwe. You tie somebody so that the person will not escape. You're holding yourself there while you're holding that person on the ground. So they decided to chain everyone with the colonial unitary constitution. Everybody chained. What then have we achieved? By tying and binding ourselves down with iron chains at 68 points, called 68 exclusive list. How fast can you run when you tie yourselves this way? How far can you go? How productive can you be? Can you really be taken seriously? Anyone that sees you will think you're a joker. This is what Nigeria represents. Tying themselves together, thinking they're being smart. Nigeria is a clown. You see, fooling around, trying to tie Ndibo down. Blood everywhere. Because you're not doing the right thing. We heard on 10th October by a reporter, Douglas Burton, Egume town in Benue State was under heavy attack by Fulani ethnic militia. It's coming out. What you're playing? Can you use earpiece or something? You see, the attack by Fulani ethnic militia on those people. You see the name, Egume. This thing, Agatu. These are Igbos that they carved into Benue to make them minor. As we speak, over 3,000 inhabitants had to disappear into forests looking for cover. In one side, they just buried 4 people. They gave us the report, the grassroots, because of Fulani attack. So the first step for Nigerians to show that they want to stop fooling around and get serious is to untie themselves. Those chains must be broken before you start doing anything, whether economy or whatever you think you want to do. If you continue to tie yourselves like this, you will never amount to anything. You must break the chains, break the unitary constitution. That is when the global community will begin to take you more seriously. That means you're ready now to move. You're ready to move forward, and it will make sense. So under the 1999 unitary constitution, Nigeria is a mass of chaos waiting to implode, all thanks to copying and imposing the colonial system upon our indigenous system. We had our indigenous system. They brought the colonial system and imposed it on the indigenous land, thinking it will work. We can no longer afford to run this colonial master's model, where no one owns anything. You will not be responsible for anything. My people, Sina, if you owe anything that you are owing together, nobody will be responsible to do so. That's why you do tax, you create tax. This person did this one, you did this one, you do this one. But if you just leave it there, nobody owes anything, nobody owns anything, nobody will run anything, and nothing will happen, and everybody will be going down. Even the colonial monsters themselves, they have seen the error of this system, and they are now going back to what they had in Africa. What we had in Africa before their arrival, now they're going back to it. They are now insisting that they're indigenous people of their country. Cheerful. I thought nobody owned anything. Anything is anything. No. They're becoming more conservative now, showing more unwillingness to share and tolerate the presence of others in their lands. This is going to be a major shift in the way things are done in the world. It's no longer going to be business as usual for Africans and for Nigerian immigrants who are going on economic exile. It won't be the same anymore. So, what is difficult in us going back to our original way of living, where we had mutual respect for people's lands, culture, traditions, and way of life? If you said the colonial masters have left, if you said that a military has left, that is now democracy, then what is stopping us the indigenous peoples, the former slaves, from respectfully renegotiating our existence and our future? Why can't we get a system that will work for everyone? How difficult is this? Or are we saying that the colonial monsters and their overlords, that they've not left? Or we want to be what they have called us? Are we saying we are stupid? Are we saying we are unintelligent? Are we saying we are black hats, irresponsible? Is that what we're accepting? We don't think so. We believe that the suffering masses could do better. We believe. And NINAS also, the Nigerian Indigenous Nationalities Alliance for Self-Determination, also believe that we could call for the renegotiation of the union, the fake union, the colonial union called Nigeria, the mass of chaos called Nigeria, that we can renegotiate it to ensure efficiency and proper management of our resources, politics, policies, and polity. We have the capacity to build a cohesive society where everyone will be treated fairly. We can re-establish the basis of our union so it can once again begin to work for everyone. Big, small, tall, short, rich, poor, educated, not educated. That is equity. A cluster of indigenous people and ethnic nationalities with similar core values, similar belief system, similar culture, similar tradition will form the basis of each region or province, whatever you call it, depending on the outcome of the multi-ethnic referendum. Let's give our people a voice to speak. A voice to speak. If the white man took the people's voice, let us give voice back to our people. That is what NINAS is saying. United for freedom. Thank you.
Yep, let us give voice to our people. And you guys are there praying, calling yourself religious people. And then when we talk about freedom, nobody wants to hear about it. So you can see this map here, that we are united for freedom. That's what NINAS is all about. And there's some take-home points. So for those who think they may be able to cheat the Swedish and the other Western government, please think again, because whatever they are planning is not for you. Everything is against you. Getting this payoff may be linked to your biometric information, so you will only get the fund once. And they may turn your retirement into something they can pay you off with. It is really a good timing starting in 2026. So if you don't join to work hard by then, NINA's proposition of transition for constitutional reconstruction would have kicked in, so the territory known as Nigeria would have been a bright future, and returnees could use the money to do something useful for themselves and their people. What a calculation. Quite timely. So we can see that the so-called JAPA is not safe for sustainable solution to the problem, which is that Nigeria has a faulty constitutional arrangement codified by fraudulent 1999 constitution that must come down in order for us to move forward and give our people a voice. We are saying that 1999 constitution must therefore be terminated, and it can be done non-violently in orderly process, that we can get it done and move on with our NINA's transitioning template that is already in the public for your view. So key in by demanding the shutdown of the preparation of 2027 national elections, to instead insisting on transitioning now in 2024 for fresh constitutional protocols. It's not a magic wand. God is not going to come down to do it. Nothing is going to happen. Midnight prayer, ba, 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 ba. No. Why you do this? People are killing each other, selling body parts. They are becoming demonic. Women are putting children that doesn't belong to them in a bag of rice to go and sell. Our people are becoming very desperate. So time is of essence. We cannot continue to play with this. You can see according to our stats that we are right there on number 3, which is transition, transition, transition. I insist on transition. Don't let any saint from Enugu, from Anambra, from Rome come and tell you otherwise. Tell that saint that if you're truly a saint, you must insist on righteousness. And what is that righteousness? Transition now for fresh constitutional protocol to give our people voice. It's a no-brainer. And of course, we cannot forget about the wisdom of our ancestors. The videos are there on YouTube. My sister is on TikTok. Sister, what's your name on TikTok? She's on TikTok somewhere. So follow us on social media. Share.
Umada 2019. Yeah.
Share. Yeah, here's your phone number to call and contribute to what we're doing. If you cannot contribute in kind, you can contribute in cash. Until next week, brothers and sisters, be well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate your time and continue to help us to share. The campaign is ongoing. People are working hard. Brothers and sisters are taking down this video, breaking it down into audio, sharing it amongst our people. Tomorrow, people use this as church. This is their Sunday Bible. So continue to help us to share. Work is going. Do not be discouraged. Do not be discouraged. We shall win this war. Persistency, consistency will get the desired result. See you next time.
Yes, our boutique pictures, boutique t-shirts are ready. Next week we'll show them to you, please.
Yes, I got the t-shirts already.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.